handy. I can do that now because I've got long hair. I'm gonna go food shopping. So I was gonna go shopping, but I have a flat tyre. Motherfucker. I'm having a mare today, so now I've left the car to get the wheel changed, and I'm left walking around Aldi with a phone, a card, a camera, and no pockets. Awesome. And I've got no fucking pound for the trolley, so I've got to hold baskets. Honey or maple syrup? Honey. You know what makes me laugh? Wonky veg and fruit. You know what it tells me? It tells me that some fucker complained about that one day. Just found a monster size honey for £2.49. Look at the fucking size of that. One man, 3 bags, 1 mission. Fucking arm is well aching. Whoever said men can't multitask, you don't know. Got me tyre done and me shopping at the same time. Ooh. Change up. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're all good. Busy watching my videos, hopefully. Honestly though, big shout out to everyone who's been watching the videos, been supporting the videos. I really appreciate it. If it weren't without you guys liking and commenting, as cliche as that sounds, you know, it would make it much harder to continue making these videos. So I do really appreciate the support. Today is Wednesday? Hold on, wait, calendar. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, July 2nd, and I have smashed my screen. Wait. I have smashed my screen trying to get into my car. So basically you just see me getting my car fixed, getting my tyre redone, and something happened with the central locking when they was doing the tyre and we couldn't get back into our car. So I saved the day because I realised that there was a car key within the electric car key. You had to be there, but I fixed it, and I dropped my phone in the making during £145 on a new tyre, and now I've got to spend £65 on a new phone screen. But I'm not going to get it fixed right now. I'm going to kind of leave it for a few days just out of spite of no one. Deload week. I'm having a deload this week, or back off week, whatever you want to call it. I was speaking to James the other day. We've been going hard for quite a few weeks now. I sort of checked back when was the last time I backed off the weights, and it was about 6 weeks. So it's funny as well because I never really track sort of, you know, how long I'm pushing weights for and when I pull back. But in my own head I was saying, I was speaking to Anya the other day, and I was saying like it feels like every 6 weeks or so I just feel so battered and I can't continue on. So, and then I looked back and it was exactly 6 weeks. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind going forward, that sort of every 6 weeks or so, you know, depend on how training's been going and everything, and how dieting's going and everything. But you know, every 6 weeks or so I'm thinking I'm going to pull back, you know, just for a few days. I basically just had a few days off. I had 3 days off, and then I've gone back into the gym. This week I'm going to do upper lower, not because I'm not doing upper lower, don't worry, I'm not going over to that style training. Oh John, you said upper lower isn't as good. No, I've never said it's not as good. I've just said it's not for me. But I'm doing upper lower just so that this week I can basically just do less volume but still train each body part twice, just to get a little bit of blood in there. Okay, so I'm basically doing upper lower, off, upper lower. I'm going to have another couple of days off. Then I'm going to hit the ground running from next week on Monday, so that we can feel fresh starting prep at 14 weeks out for Spain. Spain's all booked, contract signed. Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to do it. In this video, I haven't even decided what I'm going to talk about. No, I do know what I'm going to talk about. That lighting's much better, isn't it? Much better. Right, what I'm going to talk about is arm training, man. Arm training. This is going to follow on from autofocus again. Come on. So this is basically going to follow on from a podcast that I did the other day with Faisal and AJ. Episode 8 of Classic Culture. Plug. Check it out on iTunes. Let me try and get this camera right. There was a point in the podcast we were talking about arm training, okay guys, and this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to set up your arm training, because one of the cool things that AJ was open-minded enough to discuss was that not having an arm day in his sort of push-pull legs routine, or whatever his routine was, may have been a detriment we'll get it right in a minute. May have been it may have been at a detriment to his arm development, okay? He was ready to leave his arms in the dirt and just continue developing the rest of his physique, but he thought, nah, man. He thought, nah. He put together a 30 to 40 minute arm workout, superset it, tagged it on at the end of his training programming. I'm not quite sure how he implemented that, but within 2 weeks, he saw his arms progressing. Over the last 5 months, he's seen the best progression in his arms that he has ever seen. And he outright said he feels that he was wrong not to include an arm day. So, for all you mofos out there doing push-pull legs and upper lower, which is absolutely cool, I have nothing against it. Maybe it's time we start thinking about implementing an arm day to bring about the best in our physiques, and to bring about the best proportions and the best symmetry and all that good shit, you know? All that good shit. So here I want to talk to you about setting up arm training. I ain't going to take up too much more of your time before we get on with the rest of the video. But here is the basics of arm training. I like to start with triceps, simply because once I've got plenty of blood in my triceps, it's much better when I'm shortening my biceps. The feel is just so different. It's so much more, it's a lot more intense. It's something that Jay Cutler not told me, but something that I picked up from Jay Cutler, is that he will work his triceps first, and then when it comes to shortening his biceps, because you've got your triceps trying to essentially lengthen your arm, you know, going against the tension of your biceps, is like, it works, just do it. Alright, just do it. I haven't got no scientific answer for it. It just freaking works. Alright, so I like to start with triceps first, and I like to do 3 exercises for tris, 3 for bis, and it's in the same format, okay? It's shorten, meat and veg, what I like to call, and then stretch, okay? So some examples of exercises like this would be a shortening exercise for tricep would be your rope cable pull down, a straight bar push down, a dual dumbbell kickback, something like that, something that can really shorten the muscle, get a lot of blood into the triceps, fully engage the long head as well as the short head, and just get yourself ready for that next exercise, okay? And then moving on to that next exercise will be, like we said, the meat and veg. It will be more like a compound movement. So it'll be like a pin press, or a close grip bench press, or a close grip Smith press, tricep machine sort of push down, or a tricep dip, something like that. A meat and veg type exercise type movement. Bench dips is one of my favorites. Something like that, a movement that we might potentially progress, okay? Because I don't really see fit to progress in a lot of movements in arm training. I don't think it's really the right sort of mantra to be going about arm training, you know, trying to progress all your exercises and stuff like that. You should more be focusing on intensity and mind-to-muscle connection being the main thing, okay? But that is an exercise out of the 6 movements we'll do in an arm session. That might be the one that we might progress. Okay, and then moving on from that, we'll do our 3rd tricep movement, which will be like a stretching type exercise. It'll be a stretch type movement, something like an incline laid back overhead dumbbell extension, or a cable overhead dumbbell extension, something that really trains the muscle in the lengthened position. We can get a deep stretch on the muscle, and this is something where I'd really like to finish that final rep on the last set with a big 30-second stretch, really stretch the fascia out and get the blood in the muscle. Okay, and then moving on from that into biceps is the same format. It's shortening the movement, then like your meat and veg bicep exercise, and then training the muscle in a lengthened position. So generally I'll go for something like a machine preacher curl, something where the loading in the shortened position is at its most. So a machine preacher curl would be great for that. Single arm dumbbell curl on like a preacher bench would be good for that. Then moving over to like a meat and veg exercise, like an easy bar curl, straight bar curl. My favorite would be an alternated dumbbell curl. Dumbbell curl just being so that we've got the movement in our wrist and we can really pinpoint exactly where we want to feel. So that would be probably my favorite exercise. And then moving on from that, we'd work the muscle in a lengthened position. So maybe like an inclined lay back dumbbell curl where we're pinning our elbows back, maybe an overhead cable curl like Ronnie Coleman used to do, or maybe you have an overhead machine curl, something where you can really overload in the lengthened position where it's really heavy from the bottom or heavy from that initial movement. I mean, you actually have them machines now where you can place the plates at different parts of the ranges of motion to change the loading of the exercise, which is pretty cool. But that is how I would go about my arm training, guys, okay? I would go something for like 3 to 4 sets on each exercise. Rep ranges will differ depending on the exercise. I believe that's something that you should really work out for yourself, what feels better for you. But generally speaking, I found that the lower rep ranges of a sort of 8 to 10 mark work well with triceps, and the sort of 12 to 15s work well with biceps. But each to their own, everybody is different, and it depends what you feel, guys. So that is how I would set up my arm training. Please enjoy the rest of the video. There is no more to the video, but honestly guys, I just want to quickly say thank you so much for following me, subscribing, commenting and liking on all these videos. It really helps motivate me to continue making these videos for you people. Alright, so I appreciate the support. Please continue to like, share and subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you guys content. When the lockdown is over, I will be filming plenty of content in the gym, more posing footage, more training footage, and more stuff, you know, that you guys really want to see. Alright, at the minute we're pretty limited, but more is coming. Alright people,